So, Dills, J-dawg back to knock out some more goddamn questions. And today's questions, we're going over the questions on next video online, which so happens to be DJ Flesh is the best third generation death metal band. Posted 3 weeks ago. 1.2K views. Hit the 1,000 again, Mr. fucking hater. Guy that fucking says you ain't hitting no 1,000 because your content sucks, your fucking video camera sucks, and whatever the hell else he said. I don't know, man. I don't know. Plenty hit 1,000s. Didn't think that was too fucking tall of an order of a goal. 102 comments. And I scroll down to the first one. Metal Musician 6996 comments all the goddamn time. Hey, J-dawg, I got a question. Did you go to middle school or high school with any metalheads who ended up playing in good metal bands? I could be wrong, but I thought I heard your wife say she grew up with Paul from Embalmer. Yeah, I mean, because I didn't go to high school with Lindsay. She graduated, I think she graduated the same year. Maybe she graduated the year before me. I think she graduated in 2002. I graduated in 2003. But she went to Brunswick High School, and I went to Medina High School, so we didn't even know each other then. I mean, we didn't meet each other until we were adults. So, but yeah, she did go to school, I think maybe middle school or something with Paul, maybe not high school, but she knew who he was. And so, yeah, then he ended up in the Balmer. So that would be an example. But me, no. I knew younger bucks that ended up maybe doing bands, but nobody I went to high school with. The only people that listened to death metal in the high school that I went to was me, Eric, and Chase. Eric, I mean, and then they graduated, before me, especially Eric. I think I was in ninth grade when Eric was in his senior year. So I only went to high school with 1 year with Eric, then maybe 2 years with Chase. I think he was 2 years ahead of me. So we were so there was only 1 year, my first year in high school, where the three of us were in the high school fucking the same time. And I think back to it, it's probably pretty fucking funny because yeah, that's all we wore was metal shirts and shit like that. Not even like that. That was it. Literally death metal shirts, black metal shirts. You know what I mean? Remember it like it was yesterday. Good old fucking days. The only thing, 9th, 10th grade for me, so my freshman and what is that, junior year or sophomore, whatever the fuck it is, 9th, 10th grade, first 2 years, is there was this fucking poser, fucking biggest poser I've ever fucking met, at least at that time. First one I met some other pretty big, massively large posers over the time. Biggest poser I know currently. I'm not even gonna fucking throw the name out on the bus. You guys fucking know who it is too. Big time fucking poser. I'm not gonna sit here and start any shit though. But anyways, when I was in high school, there was this kid named Andrew Gindra or something like that. I went to middle school with him, and I was already wearing death metal shirts and into metal and going to death metal shows. Started going to shows when I was 13. So what grade are you in 13? Was it 8th grade, maybe 7th grade? I don't know, something around there. I think 8th grade. That's when I saw Death, and I was already into metal music. I mean, I started talking about music when I was like 10, 11 years old in high school, talking about Sacred Reich and shit like that. You know what I mean? Nobody knew who they were. Anyways, this fucking poser fucking just butt boy, he was like in the skater shit. He'd wear the skater pants and he'd wear like just completely non-metal shit. I remember even when I was wearing like Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth, Mortician, House by the Cemetery, specifically these shirts, in middle school, not even high school yet, he would make comments, man, that stuff's crazy. He's one of those, that's scary, that type of stuff. I literally remember it at the lunch table. Literally remember it. He sat at the same lunch table as me and a few other people. And I didn't like dislike him. I just thought he was this dork that wears these fucking big fucking baggy pants that are homeboy as fuck. And he's in a skater shit and whatever. No big deal, but not in the same stuff I am. Like, not remotely into metal whatsoever. When I say not in metal, he wasn't in a Slayer. He wasn't in Metallica. He wasn't in Megadeth. Wasn't in Iron Maiden. I'm throwing out the big bands. Wasn't even into that. Nothing in the metal whatsoever, right? Fast forward is, like I said, it was either 9th or 10th grade because we're in the same grade. He literally would never even speak to me. He started wearing all black clothes and wearing death metal shirts. I remember specifically he was wearing like Immolation shirts, Immortal shirts, lots of stuff that I had. And occasionally he would go into some of the shows. I remember he was at one of the Immolation shows. I'm like, dude, this dude is a fool. I would tell everybody in the school. I'm like, people are like, oh yeah, he likes this stuff. I was like, he does not like this thing. I'm telling you, this dude is a fucking poser and needs his fucking head stomped in a bathtub. I was like, full blown 100% poser. And then get this. We was in his 20s and shit like that. Like, so when you're out of high school, selling all his stuff off eBay. And I heard it through the grapevine and from reliable sources that I know 100% true. And actually, a few people even show me some of his like eBay links and stuff. Completely got it. And I want to say, don't quote me on this. I could be wrong on this, but I'm 80% sure of it. Born again Christian. I knew it. I knew that. I was like, this dude's a fucking poser. Why he's posing off me though, because that's the only person he didn't even know what the stuff was really fucking weird. Because we weren't enemies by no means in middle school. We were formal, friendly, hey, what's up? But we were definitely not friends. Never hung out, nothing like that. So why he was posing off me? Maybe he thought it was cool. It stood out. I have no fucking idea why. To this day, I have no idea. But he knew I hated him. He knew I hated him because I tell other people, and but we were never in the same classes in high school. And he would always like when he'd walk past me in the hallway, he'd be like, "Gee, pull this shit." And I'm over here, like looking up because he knew, dude. I just wanted to fucking kick his ass. I'm like, dude, you're just a fucking full blown poser. You have no get out of my scene. I know for a fact you do not like this stuff. 100% for a fact, I know, and I was right, 100% right. I knew it was only a matter of time before he was gonna get out. It was whatever reason he thought in his fucking poser ass weak mind, he thought getting into metal was cool and getting like rebellious and just look cool for high school image. That's why a lot of people get into this shit. That's what I'm telling you. Most of you guys, when you hit 30 and stuff like that, that's why you're going to see a lot of people fade off. The true metalheads, you're going to see a lot fall off because it's for especially black metal, man. And that was what he was getting. I think Mortal was like his favorite band. What do you say? The black metal is mostly for image. Just look at it. It's what it is. That's what you put on the song. These songs suck. There's no music. It's just all image. All fucking we're tough guys. All look rebellious. For whatever reason, that's what he thought would be the cool image for high school. Gets out. I mean, I'm not talking about like 26, 27 years old. He was like 19, 20, 21 max is when he's selling all his shit off. So 2 years after high school, getting out of it. Burnout. And he's like, dude, you weren't into it in middle school like I was. So you just got into it. So let's say he was 15, 16 years old because it was around that time. Yeah, he had it at 15, 16 at the, that's the age he was starting to buy the shit. And he's selling it at the absolute latest, 20, 21. 5 years later, getting rid of it, it's a poser, total poser. That's why a lot of these guys are. It's just to fit in, to be cool, to be part of the cool club. That's why when people come up and talk to me, come back to me in 10 years, man. Put your 10 years in. Let me see you then. Because you're not going to be into this. You're not going to be in it. Same thing. I mean, dude, the gym world, the bodybuilding world is a million times worse. Come back in 5 years. You're not even going to come. So when people ask about this, should I do this or that? Or I'm thinking about taking steroids and fucking my body up for something I'm not even going to be up into years from now. I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you even talking about? You started training 2 years ago. Trust me, 10 years from now, you're not even going to be going to the motherfucking gym. Nonetheless, thinking about bodybuilding. You're going to be on the fucking couch, watching stupid fucking football, eating Doritos, and drinking Budweiser. That's what you're going to be doing. Just flat out and work your 9 to 5 miserable. That's what you're going to be doing. Just straight up, that's what you're going to be doing. That scene's even worse. But the metal scene, it's right behind it. Same thing. They're going to be out of it. They're going to be listening to radio. They're going to be listening to Joe Rogan. It's just stupid shit. Following politics, all this dump crap. They're not going to be listening to Dismember and shit. Fuck no, they're not. I mean, the True Devils will. And all you guys that are older than me or around my age or been in this for at least 10 years straight, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. You've had to have seen tons come and go. Think of how many people, like, for example, when I started going to shows in 98, dude, I can't even tell you how many people I used to see that were at all the shows. All the shows, let's say 98 to like, say, 2005, right? There. I never see anymore. Where are they at? They dead or in jail? You find out, oh, no, they're still in town. Why aren't they at any of the shows anymore? Why are they gone? Because they're gone. They're out of it. That's just a show perspective, you know what I mean, from faces you're seeing there. I know a lot of other guys, you got to be in the same boat. I know y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Any of you guys are like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about, J-dawg. Then you haven't been in this scene very long. Because there's no fucking way. There's just no fucking way, unless you're fucking blind. So that's my high school goddamn story. Imperial Nocturno. Hey, Justin, question. What was the furthest you traveled to see a band? Plus, what was the most expensive concert you attended? Cheers, brah. Furthest would probably be Maryland Death Fest. I think that's a 6-hour drive. Because I've gone to Detroit, Pittsburgh, Indiana. Never Chicago. There's a few times I almost went to Chicago. That would be equal because that's a 6-hour drive as well in the opposite direction as Maryland. Yeah, so that was the longest drive. Most expensive show I paid for? You know what? It might be this goddamn Cannibal Corpse tour. $100 ticket. Cannibal Corpse Immolation Dark Funeral. $100. Probably that. Or something very, very similar in price because I never paid $200 for a ticket of anything. So probably that, to be honest with you. Joe Dinkins, the second Regurgitate album was called Carnivorous Erection. Correct. With the big, yeah. The name went blank. It's got the big fucking penis with the tongue coming out. Sounds very much like Exhumed Slaughter Cult. Good album, but it's like why did you guys, you should have kept what you were doing. Like, you had your own niche. Like that Carcass fucking worship with the short songs and stuff. I don't know why you needed to change. Joshua Michael, hey, J-dawg, quick question. How often do you generally listen to a brand new album? I'm asking because I'm the kind of guy who likes to listen to a new album multiple times to get it. But sometimes it could get overwhelming. I feel like I gotta keep catching up with everything that's coming out. You know what? I'm somewhat in that boat myself. I just kind of like no stress. You know what I mean? When I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I don't. Tough fucking shit. My rule of thumb is I listening to something and I like it, then it gets multiple listens to it, so that way I try to get the note. I don't always do that. That's why I have some stuff that I own that I like. I'm like, fuck, I don't remember what this sounds like. But I don't like it for it to get to that point. But if I put something out, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't get multiple listens. It's pretty good. It did the job, but I'm not buying it. But if it's good where I'm considering buying it or did buy it or will buy it or whatever, own it now, I'd like to know it, because to me, like, you should kind of like know your metal. As fucking stupid and silly as in who gives a fuck that sounds. I don't know. I just kind of like to my passion's what I'm prideful full of, and I don't know anything else in this fucking world. I'm bodybuilding shit too. I know a lot about that, but other than that, those two things, that's all I know. So it's like fucking, you know what you know. Be good at what you do, what you're into, right? When I say knowing the metal, I'm talking about knowing the music, knowing the albums. Again, not drama scene shit like that one guy called. I don't, this fucking scene stuff about Morgenstern guys. I don't care about that stuff. That's drama girl shit. That's bitch shit, bruh. I don't care about drama and girl stuff. I care about fucking records, music. Carpeted Corpse. Question: what's the deciding factor between, say, a 7-inch or a 10-inch release? I've even seen split 10 inches with an etching on the flip side. But would that be the only practical reason, or just the band's preference? Thanks, dog. The main reason, and the reason it's gonna make the most sense, is just time restraints. They're gonna go to 10-inch because it's slightly longer than a 7-inch, but it was too long to fit on a 7-inch. Personally, I don't dislike 10 inches. Don't love them. I'm indifferent. If it's a vinyl format, if it's exclusive songs in there, fuck yeah, I want it. But what sucks from a business standpoint, they sell like shit, which doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, if you like the band, if Deceased is putting on a 10-inch, and let's say it's got 4 new songs you don't have, why wouldn't you want it? Like, I mean, I don't. Like, for example, we did the Destructor Beastal Mockery 10-inch. I mean, it's long sold out now. I can't remember how well it did. It wasn't a total dog bone. But let's just use it as an example. Let's just say it's sold slow, because generally speaking, 10-inches do go slow. You don't like Beast of Mockery? You don't like Destructor from Australia? I mean, maybe you don't, but they have a fan base. It was, I believe, those 2 songs from each band, 2 or 3 songs from each band exclusive. Like, well, doesn't make sense. Like, what the fuck? Why would you want it? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just doesn't make sense. Why would you want it? So, but that's the reason. It's just time restraints. To fit more music on a 10-inch than you can a 7-inch, even more music on a 12-inch than a 10-inch. Burger King. Shout out to you, bro. I definitely don't recognize you. Question: thoughts on the term poser? I use it in a genuine sense and an ironic sense. There are posers, genuine, that think it's a completely outmoded term. I don't fully understand what you're saying, but kind of understand. That's why I use the word gay all the time, because it's just, you used it as a kid. It was funny. It was kind of like, I guess, kind of insulting, but everyone knows what you're talking about. But I mean, it's not talking about gay people. It's the thing. Like, when I say an album's gay, it doesn't have a sexual preference. It's just a term. It's just like, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? It's like, and you know what I'm talking about when I say it's a gay album. It means it's a bad album. It's a shitty album. You know what I mean? Poser, kind of. I use it loosely here and there when I'm talking about someone like Andrew Gindra. That was literally the term of it. He's just a fucking definition of a poser. But yeah, I mean, when I say like the Pantera posers and shit like that's where it's being used loosely, because they're not posers. They're just like a band that I don't, and that's totally fine. That's just poking fun. You know what I mean? Just busting balls. Goatman, blasphemy is a required taste. You're either into it or you're not. Any thoughts on goat penis? Even the new post Sabatha era. I always thought goat penis was okay. It's funny because for a while there, I didn't even listen to him. I saw the name. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. But when I listened to him, what I remembered, I never picked anything up by him. the one I listened to, I'm like, oh, this kind of is like in the vein of like Manicore and shit. I was like, it's pretty good. Didn't think it was good enough to check any more titles out by them or buy anything, but it was definitely decent. So, and it's funny when I found out about it too. I forget what year they're from, but it was when I heard how long they've been around. It was way longer than I thought because I was like, oh, I thought this was maybe like a band that came out like 2010 or some shit. And it was like, I forget what it was. Don't quote me. I think somebody said maybe as long as 89. Don't quote me that. Maybe it's 99 or it's whatever I heard. I'm like, really? I was like, I didn't think they'd been around that fucking. That's news to me. Ninox 111 Pantera reunion is a cash grab. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, what else they do? I mean, whenever you see any of that, let's call it, even if it's Black Sabbath, something I'd consider going to. What else they? It's not because they're so passionate about metal. No, no. I mean, like fucking like Ozzy, he doesn't listen to metal. He doesn't care. And same Pantera. I mean, actually, from what I hear, Phil on someone kind of does listen to some metal bands, but he's the Pantera thing. It's not a passion or nothing like that. It's for money. Which I mean, I can't totally blame him. If I was in his shoes, would I do it? To be completely honest, I probably would. So I mean, I don't blame him for it. But yeah, of course, just for cash. It ain't for nothing else. And because they're so appreciative of the fans. No, it's for money. Life Eternal. Since the wife says she does the cooking, do you ever cook anything? If so, what's the food you like to make the most? Here and there I will, but barely ever. I mean, she's even doing the grilling lately, like my steak for the week and stuff. Because I eat the same. But the thing is like when cooking, like is all my shit simple. For example, like sometimes I'll cook up like my ground turkey. So for me, like one of my meal number 4, sometimes that one usually swaps on and out. Sometimes it'll be like 99% lean ground turkey while I'm dieting right now. It'll be half the pack of that. The whole pack is like a pound and something like so. It's like so just over 8 ounces of cooked meat. Have that with like a cup of steamed rice, or with pasta. That's if I'm a little fucking flatter and I feel like I need a little bit more carbs, I'll do like pasta with pasta sauce. I was going to chicken. That's it. So it tastes like if you want to call that cooking, you just fry it up in a fucking pan. Use some Pam spray and throw it in there and just flip it over and chop it all up. So I'll cook shit like that sometimes. And then the grill, I haven't done doing the grill lately, but sometimes I would grill the steak and the pretty much a steak. Yeah, that's pretty much all I put on the grill these days. I mean, I have cooked up other things like burger patties and things like that, but it's been quite some time since I have. But because I eat steak I eat steak usually about for sure 5 days a week. The other 2 seems to be like the fish meal. That meal I'll swap too. But so because she'll cook it up for a week. It's usually right now it's flank steak, so she'll cook up 5 days worth of steaks. Next, all my meals are cook it up for the week. They're all in containers and just heat and eat. God damn it! But flank steak and rice, jasmine rice, is usually meal number 2. And like I said, so that swaps out sometimes for 8 ounces of salmon with jasmine rice as well. Ben NG, thoughts on the new Wormrod album? Wormrod, I'm trying to think, was that them or the band Worm that I listened to? Might have been the band Worm. Whenever I listened, I thought it was boring as a motherfucker. I don't know if this guy's joking or what. Leper Lord, great vibes here, bro. Is HHR the label? Hydra Head Records? No. I mean, I guess it's a label too, but Hell's Headbangers Records. That's who I'm affiliated with. Ryan at Zerta 2 kind of answered this before, but I mean, I'll answer it again for people who haven't seen it. Well, like the last one too. People find it kind of kind of curious about it. Question, goddamn it. What are the top 3 sold HHR releases of all time? Number 1, without a doubt, Midnight Satanic Royalty. After that, it could be another Midnight, whether it be the complete and total Hell CDLP, which it probably is that. But it probably is that, to be honest with you. Maybe the No Mercy for Mayhem, but probably the complete and total. But if it wasn't that, let's just use a different band because I'll give you 3 different bands. So let's just say Midnight as a whole, but it was Satanic Royalty. Second would be Acid Witch Stone. Just use a different band. And then after that, I want to say especially how fast the first pressing sold out was when it first came out, especially the CD pressing, was Profanatica, the Profanantis album, their debut album, when we put it out. The CD, when we first put that out, I remember we did 1,000. I don't know why the fuck we only pressed 1,000 out the gate. Maybe because just to press CDs, like especially represses, like 2 weeks. The fucking CD sold out, not traded out. Like we did trades and stuff. I don't think we did any trades at this point. All 1,000 CDs sold out in less than a month on like retail sales. I'm sure there's a few wholesales in there. People are like, yeah, give me 21 and stuff, but it was mostly people coming to the website and buying. This is what year did that album come out? 08? Somewhere around there, maybe. Pretty sure we were all living together in the house still. This is the fucking the American Chase house days. So that was like insane. I never seen that price, something selling that fast. I remember that was the first release. Like, what the fuck? Never seen anything move that goddamn fast. Can't remember how fast the LP moved, but it was very, very fast as well. And then I don't know how many times we repressed the CD LP, but let's just put that in, because that was just a standout moment. Just like when Acid with Stone, the first pressing came out, I remember being blown away how fast the LP sold out. And when I said sold out, because people are like, oh, release is sold out. It's like, no, that's not sold. It's traded out. You know what I mean? You traded like at least 60% of the pressing, and the rest sold in a year's time. I'm talking about like Stone and shit. It was like sold out, and like all LPs. I think we did 1,000 LPs. Really, it sold out in like 3 weeks. No trades, nothing. It was like fucking insane. So those are what really stood out in my mind. So let's go with those three. That's what I would say. So that's it for this one, Devils. Comments, questions, concerns, you do. Put in the goddamn comments box and get them answered bright and early as fucking always. See you later.